talk to the folks around the Motor City, and they'll tell you, as far as regular season games at Ford Field, given that it's this late in the season, given that this team right now is on an 11-game win streak, a franchise record, biggest regular season game they've ever had at Ford Field, regular season.
I agree with you.
So touchback delivered by Bass, and let's bring out Jared Goff, who today seeks his 13th win for this team of the season. There have only been 2 quarterbacks in history have had 13-win seasons with 2 different franchises. That would be Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. Of course, he took the Rams to the Super Bowl early in his career. Here he goes with a little play action to start it. Going to shuffle out of the pocket and throw it away, as this time Milano was on the coverage and they had it covered downfield.
Nobody better than the Detroit Lions in the play action game. You're going to see them be very aggressive, I think, on early downs this week, Jim. They know Buffalo can score, and Ben Johnson, who I think is in his last year with Detroit. And I think you're going to find very quickly if Buffalo has a plan to slow the run game down and the in-breakers, and that's where they've been killing teams. The best play-action team in the National Football League, this Detroit Lions offense.
And they have their left tackle back. Decker is back at left tackle after being out some time with a knee. 2nd and 10 to the ground. And it is stuffed right away. The Bills come up with a couple of plays at the beginning. That was Ed Oliver as well as Milano on the halt of Montgomery. It's going to be a 3rd and 10. And let's talk about Bobby Babbich's defense trying to rebound from what happened in Los Angeles.
Yes, and Bobby and Sean McDermott here. I mean, this unit is so well connected. They're so well coached. They make very few errors. On all 3 levels of this defense, they're connected. Their post-snap rotations in disguise, it's as good as anybody in the National Football League. That will test Jared Goff, especially in these situations.
He moves Montgomery back to the backfield, out of the gun on 3rd and 10. Goff's pass sails wide of the mark. That was headed toward Jamison Williams, and the Buffalo defense, riddled last week, forces a 3-and-out here at Detroit.
Watch Cam Lewis. This is great instinctful play by him. The ball has to go out wide, otherwise it was intercepted, and he's playing because Hamlin is out. Tracy had just talked about 3 secondary players, and that's a challenge for any team. But this young player, he's got a bright future.
Jack Fox is 3rd in the league in gross average, number 1 in net. He averages almost 51 yards a punt. And this is a boomer right here. Codrington clutches it at the 10. Skips through a tackle at the 20, and it's down at the 27-yard line.
God, you saw the safeties there, the secondary, and Cam Lewis, the veteran, Bishop, the young guy, but right there, the special teams will have a big play, and who wins this game, Jim?
It's a 61-yard punt, and here he comes, Josh Allen. His performance versus the Rams invoked the name of Otto Graham back into the sports landscape last week with his 3 touchdown passes, 3 rush touchdowns. It was heroic. They had 6 touchdowns in only 21 minutes time of possession, but it still wasn't enough because the defense couldn't stop Los Angeles.
Some weeks go that way. I thought the Rams had a great scheme, but I'm telling you, Josh Allen's playing as well as any quarterback in the National League, and he's playing the best of his career by far.
He's got Keon Coleman back in the lineup. He's in on this 1st down play, but it's a handoff to Cook, and Cook coming over by Amari Cooper, who was trying to throw a block on Arnold, picks up about 5. And more on Josh as you take a look at this offense that includes Dalton Kincaid coming back from a knee injury that had him out for several weeks.
Well, I really think this year, his cadence and rhythm with which he's playing has gone up another level. He's aggressively taking what the defense is giving him, even if it's a check down. He's gotten the ball out faster this year than at any time in his career, and it's showing why he's been in such good rhythm.
He's got a 2nd and 5. Spins around and launches it long. One-on-one coverage, over the shoulder catch by Ty Johnson, and the Bills pick up a big gain of 33 yards on their 2nd snap.
You're going to see the motion come across the field here, but this is who we're looking at. It's man-to-man defense. You know that's what they want to live in. And Johnson just takes off, and what an incredible cool and unique play call. And Alexander, who's on the street, now starting. That's a tough matchup. They go right after a matchup that they liked.
Their 3rd different running back coming in for their 3rd play, as Davis now is behind Allen and gets the handle. The rookie able to slip through 1 tackle and bring it close to the 30-yard line. Reggie Gilliam helped throw a block. He also seeing some action as you look at Aaron Glenn, the great defensive coordinator for Detroit. And his defense, they've got a lot of people back this week. They had a lot of that defensive front down last week in a Thursday night game against Green Bay.
Yeah, they have. They're a battle-hardened team, though, at this point, and what an excellent job to keep the train rolling. And you have all those guys down, and they still figure out how to do it. There are going to be more personal packages with a lot of new guys, so that way they only need to know their 4 or 5 plays.
On a 2nd and 5. Josh fakes the throw now to the end zone, and it was right in the hands of Shakir, and it bounces off his chest. Phil Dorr was on the coverage.
Shakir, who's had a breakout season, has a chance right here, but Phil Dorr gets a little handsy and times it up perfect, and that probably should have been called pass interference if I've seen that at all. That's pass interference.
That definitely looked like interference, but no call. 3rd and 5 as Curtis Samuel enters the Bills lineup.
The key is to keep Josh Allen caged in the pocket. He's going to have to take a timeout. You don't want him to extend plays, use his legs, and create the big play like he almost did on the last down.
Timeout called by the Bills. Already they have won the AFC East title for the 5th consecutive year. And Sean McDermott, we talked to him yesterday, Tony. He was all about attitude, technique, fundamentals. We're going to start right there in this game, trying to rebound from the game against the Rams.
This is an ex-wrestler. He is super competitive, and I can tell you right now, this is going to be a coordinator matchup type of a game on both sides of the ball. This one's Brady and Glenn. Joe Brady schemes very week to week, does a great job, creates yards after catches players, gets the ball out. Aaron Glenn plays man coverage, and they are violent. Take advantage of the man coverage.
3rd and 5. As Allen has time, now slides, looks, flings it. It's got him down at the 6-yard line. That's Johnson with his 2nd big catch of the drive.
Come on. Oh my goodness, this is Josh Allen to a T. He's going to want to get up, get on the ball in case the ball wasn't caught. Smart, being prepared for situational awareness that we see every week. The teams who are the most situational aware give them a chance to win.
That was a 24-yard pass play. Here's the handoff to Johnson. He's down to the 1-yard line, which has become Josh Allen rush territory.
Here's the last play. Let's make sure it was a catch. Thought he caught it, and he did.
So, just outside of the 1.
Why don't you go up and just push the big guy?
2nd and goal. That's what they're going to do. Pushing. Bills think he's across. Do the officials agree? It looks like they're going to spot him short.
No, it's a touchdown.
There it is. Just took a while. Touchdown, Buffalo. His 10th rushing touchdown of the season. He's just riding on the back of a Lions player.
Well, they've actually made this math where they find the little leverage, what side to go, and they use the push-tush there. And Josh being so big, that adds an extra element, I believe, just turn the legs. And this offensive line, both teams have 2 of the better offensive lines in the National Football League. And Josh, that 3rd down play, Jim, was next level.
Well, you know, they missed practice on Thursday because of a blizzard. So the players weren't able to get to the facility. And we're talking to Josh about it last night. He says, you know, the biggest thing we do on Thursday is we practice 3rd down. So now what did they do on the first big 3rd down of the game? Didn't have the practice for it this week. Completes a 24-yard pass inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, because Detroit let him get out of the pocket. It's the #1 goal. You got to cage him in. Detroit cannot win this football game if Josh Allen is able to extend plays and get outside the pocket.
So Bass comes out for the extra point. And an impressive start by the visitors. You know, Ty Johnson coming into this had 2 receptions on the season that went for over 20 yards. He had 2 on that drive. 1 for 33, 1 for 24. And the 24-yard play, I can already tell, is one of your favorite plays of the season, Tony.
It just shows the way that Josh Allen's playing. I talked about his cadence, his rhythm. He's so calm, but playing aggressive at the same time. I want you to watch the right tackle right here. You have to keep him caged in. And this is what he does. You're going to watch the defender. He goes there. You got him caged. Oh, you went inside. Now it's ball game. And here comes Johnson on the back end. And he's the patience for Josh Allen just showing again and again.
First down for the Lions. They hand it off here. Again, very little to work with for David Montgomery. Just 1 yard. You got in this game one team that averages 32. The other team averages over 30. 1 and 2. The Lions on top. Top two by scoring margin as well.
Yeah, and I think you got so far through this season the best team. The Detroit Lions going against possibly the player playing the best, and Josh Allen right now at this moment.
On a 2nd and 9, Goff completes it and has a first down. That's Tim Patrick, who just had 2 touchdown catches in the last game against Green Bay. That play goes for 10. Here's what we're talking about as far as scoring averages and by margin.
Wow. I mean, that usually is the top 2 teams in the National Football League when you continue to show numbers like this.
So the Lions' first down goes to one of the heroes of their win against the Packers. And here they're coming in. They've got Goff back at the 31-yard line. That was Benford coming up from the corner to drop him back for a loss of 10.
This is a corner on the outside. You don't really account for him. And this is Sean McDermott's special, Bobby Babich, and they are going to send more pressure than Goff has seen this year. They want to get him behind the chain so they can't use their under center plays, turn him into a drop back passer, because they're at their best when they're under center and staying in phase.
They marked him actually at the 33, so loss of 8, 2nd and 18. Short throw, Amon-Ra St. Brown with the catch, and Kaiir Elam, who gets the call to start today, makes the quick hit on him. 3rd and long on the way.
Well, Sean McDermott relishes these opportunities. Ex-wrestler, they're saying you're done. You got 3 secondary guys out. How are you going to beat this incredible offense and everything? And he smiles. He's been here before, and that system is really hard to go against. The old Jim Johnson system, he's evolved it.
Here's a 3rd and 13. Bills rush 4. They're in on him again. Ball came out, recovered by one of the linemen. It's be a significant loss again. It was Ed Oliver who was in on Goff, and it was recovered by Kevin Zeitler, and they'll be forced to punt for a 2nd time.
Well, Ed Oliver, who's playing well, gets the one-on-one matchup. 5 offensive linemen, 4 D linemen. Someone's going to get one-on-one, and he's been playing really well, Jim. And then the ability to get the ball out at the end could have been really bad for Detroit.
So Fox to punt after uncorking a 61-yarder just a few moments ago. This one not as deep, not a lot of hang time. And it's going to bounce around favorably. Back at the 18, Codrington takes it out of bounds a few yards right through the AFC Championship game. Bills trying to stay in the chase for the host role as Kansas City won at Cleveland today, even though Patrick Mahomes injured an ankle, did not finish the game. Here's Allen again, extending the play and finding receiver, another running back down the field. This time it's Cook. All but 1 yard on the opening drive had a running back involved. Allen's last yard to the end zone. But look at what he does to improvise here, Tony.
This right here, Jim, is where you have to keep him in the pocket. Trying to draw you there, but not working. But you can't do this. You cannot win this football game. You have to cage him in and suffocate the pocket. Josh Allen, I mean, number 1, number 2, and number 3 key to this game, keep him within the box.
He's got another 29-yard pass play. Now back to the ground. It's Cook weaving for 3 or 4 into the arms of Carlton Davis. Josh Allen, just 8 minutes into the game, has already thrown for 85 yards on 3 completions, all to running backs for 20 plus. The team to put up 42 last week and lost. Buffalo had been 57-0 all time when scoring 40 points. 2nd and 7.
You're exactly right. That is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
What a start for Buffalo right now. This is a huge moment.
Again, finds his target. It's Shakir tiptoeing to the first down. He refused to go down. The extra effort with Branch holding on to his ankle goes for 8 and a first down.
Just the poise of Josh Allen under pressure, duress. He's been so accurate, and that's been his go-to guy this year. Branch, who's been outstanding. This is one of the better secondaries in the National Football League, and this duo at safety, you know how good they are. But if he's going to be guarding Shakir all day, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, that's some duo on the last line of defense for the Lions with Branch and Kirby Joseph. 2 young studs as they see now Allen taking off and sliding down at the 31. There was contact by Campbell, but no flag. It's update time. You got a 2nd and 4 now. Kincaid split out wide to the left. He's heading toward Kincaid, who has the catch and the first down. They're glad to have him back. The play before this, check this out. The slide, and there was contact to the helmet. That's usually automatic.
I agree. Campbell, this Lions defense trying to send a message. They want to be violent. They want to be tough. Out physical this team. But can't do it late. They got away with one there.
That's 6 linemen in on this first down snap, and it's a keep for Allen. And he's down just inside the 22, gain of 4.
I'm so impressed with Joe Brady right now. The way he's come out and started this game, throwing the really cool play with the running back going to the opposite side on a wheel route, and then all these motions to mess really with the rules of the defense. I mean, this is as good a start as I've seen a play caller this year.
Joe Brady, who has deep ties with Dan Campbell, the Lions head coach. As Cook gets the call, not even touched as he's got the first down, and that jersey gets stretched out for about 3 yards. Fights through it, picks up a first.
I mean, you have 2 running backs on the field, which already kind of is a little difficult what you're going to play. Cook motions back in, and then at this time Shakir actually ends up going out, but it's just misdirection, the creativeness, the diverseness of how they're doing this with multiple motions is making it very difficult on Detroit.
That was a 13-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal just inside the 10 to Cook. And Cook, who's had a big series, brings it to about the 4. Bills threatening to go up 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a tackle pulling Dion Dawkins. No one better than Aaron Cromer at it. He loves the little tackle trap play and gets him half the distance.
Keon Coleman to the right. Again, he's been back for this game after 4 absences with a wrist injury. He's to the right. Hollins, who's dangerous, to the left.
He is big.
And it's Allen easily going in, hopping home for the touchdown.
We just talked about the tackle pull. And they do it again. Bring Dawkins from all the way on the left side. And this is what we call a tackle pull. You can give the ball to Josh Allen. He sees the numbers, and that's where some of the young guys, you have 2 guys for Detroit in the same area, and you can't have that. But that's what happens when you have new guys coming in.
Josh right where he was a week ago, posting touchdowns. Got 2 here in the first quarter on the ground.
Setting records every week now.
Extra point, good. Bill's making a statement of our esteemed producer, Jim Rickoff, who just tore apart an entire pizza on his home at our production meeting last night.
I saw that too. Oh,
big kick by Bass. He gave a ring, and he hopes to maybe get a ring February the 9th. Who knows? Save the date.
They've had other chances, but I really feel like as consistent as he's playing, I mean, it's as consistent as it's ever been. I think the rest of the team, and Sean McDermott knows this, needs to find a way to take advantage of how he's playing and the fact that they're actually kind of going to be as healthy as they've been going late. They've always had other injuries, but just embrace this challenge, you know, and we're doing it this week on the road.
2nd and 12, setting up a screen, and that's Gibbs. Gibbs, who's so dangerous. Look at him fight for that first down, and he's ridden down by Jordan Phillips out of bounds. They don't throw a flag on that one, but it's a pretty nifty run after the catch by Gibbs for the first.
Well, I was giving so much credit to Joe Brady on the other side. I guess Ben Johnson heard me because that was a really cool screen. And then you see all the blocking, and this is a template to see if your football team is tough enough, right? Do your wide receivers block and do your corners tackle? Well, the Lions do.
1st and 10. They go to Gibbs.
Oh.
Look at him break outside on Benford, and that's just a great example of what he can do. He's got all the moves. That goes for 10 after a 13-yard pass play before that.
You see Benford right there. He just doesn't close the space soon enough, and then, you know, it's inline tackling and there's space tackling, and inline he needs to actually come in control to be able to make sure he keeps his leverage, and right there you see Gibbs' specialty. Ooh. No one likes it in the building, so it's 2nd and inches now, and everyone's booing it like it's a 4th down. I'm like, I think you guys will be fine. To me, it's the correct call.
It is the correct call.
I want to be in 2nd short. It's the worst place to be for a defense because it's almost like you almost have to give it to them. This is where you take a shot. They want to get down in there and try and stop the run. You got one-on-one opportunities all day, and you'll see Sean McDermott will see if he knows that, but they've only got one safety back.
A lot of options for this play. They go toss, and it's coming back over to Goff, who's going to unload it down the field to a wide open target. Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's what 2nd and short can offer you. You said take a shot there, Tony, and right you were. Picks up 24.
Well, it's just going to be a simple handoff right here. Goff, toss it, throw it back to him. Now he's going to run with it, right? Nope, it's Jared Goff. He's going to throw it. And Ben Johnson said, Joe Brady, you don't get all the credit on the other side, the coordinator.
By the Lions on the last play of the first quarter. That throwback pass.
You remember him.
Yeah, he pulled that off in this stadium for Coach Cowher's Steelers. Here's the pass down the sideline, wide of the mark. Jamison Williams.
This one was the double pass, but the same thing. It's just a different guy, and Randall's just good enough to throw it. This time they had to go with Goff.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of room here. That is Gibbs taking it to the 13 as the Lions come racing back down the field after the Bills punched it across for a 2nd time.
You're seeing both teams use this motion to disrupt the communication on the defense and get players to be slow to their gap and their technique, and right now that's putting a lot of pressure on the defensive communication with these fast motions right at the snap.
That was a gain of 14. Gibbs, big part of this drive that's so far covered 57 yards. They give it to him again. This time the Bills wrap him up quickly, including Taron Johnson, Greg Rousseau. Gain of 1.
And Taron Johnson, this is one of the top slot corners in the National Football League. He plays in that front 7, and he's got such a huge responsibility in this system. This system relies on him to sniff out runs and play the pass and really just make the correct decision. And boy, has he done that throughout his career.
2nd and 9. Laporte has become a hot target in this part of the field. Oh, as that pass saw Gibbs slip. A little off balance, and now you got a 3rd and 9.
Very difficult. This is the internal pressure. It's going to be a screen pass that should have been easy pitch and catch. I mean, I think I could have got the 10-year-old team to just throw that pitch catch, but I think this is where Buffalo wants Detroit, right? That's why they're going to pressure on 1st down, I believe. And Detroit has to win 1st down. That's the key to this game.
On 3rd and 9, Goff looking, throwing, caught, 1st down, and touchdown! Tim Patrick with a stellar effort.
The off-schedule throws by Jared Goff, as you see Patrick giving the extra effort. What an outstanding play by Patrick, who's really come on, unselfish, tough. He adds that length, and you see the length being shown off right there. But Jared Goff's ability to extend the play here, he had some off-schedule throws last week that were off the charts as well versus Green Bay.
And now,
the stadium's saying MVP.
Yeah, they want it for their quarterback.
He's right in the mix.
There's the extra point converted by Bates. How about Tim Patrick? The Buffalo Bills, and what a nice little comeback that was. 10-3, talking about Buffalo. Bates is #1 in the NFL in delivering touchbacks. He adds another one to the list right there. Let's go to Trace.
Jim, Jared Goff told us he's forever grateful for Dan Campbell, who, when he lost his confidence after he was traded by the Rams, wrapped his arms around him and lifted him back up. He also told us of a pivotal moment in 2022, coming off a 4-turnover game. He walked into a meeting with Campbell not knowing his fate, and he laid it all out there, just saying, I'm trying to do too much, trying to be the savior. Campbell said, that's all I ever wanted to hear from you, Jared. Just release. That changed everything. A huge moment for Goff, Campbell, and this Lions team.
Thank you, Trace. They're 32-8 in their last 40 regular season games. The handoff goes to Davis. That's a staggering 80% as the flag comes out.
Well, to Trace's point about Brad Holmes just being aligned with Dan Campbell, these two have the same vision on how to build and structure, as we see what the call is from Adrian first.
Holding offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
In Brad's background, as Tracy talked about, just, had a big hand, obviously, in drafting Goff because he was with the Rams, but he's an incredible talent evaluator. And I think that's one of the keys to winning in the National Football League, Jim. What team can evaluate talent a little bit better? Because it's parity. Everything's built to be even. So if you get a guy like Brad Holmes and then you connect him with Dan Campbell, well, what a shock that they've been able to build this thing correctly. And now all of a sudden you're seeing the fruits of their labor there.
We've got a pair of coaches and GMs that are so aligned.
Totally agree.
Both sides of it.
It's so key. And when that's not aligned, I mean, you really don't have a chance against the good teams who have that. And Dan Campbell really showing he's one of the best football coaches in the National Football League. He's got the pulse of this team consistently.
You saw Carlton Davis stagger to the sideline after a holding call on David Edwards. The 32-8 stretch for the Lions is tied for the best 40-game stretch in team history, and was tied coming into the week with KC for the best mark over the last 40. This is a 1st and 20 now for Allen and the Bills, and wide open with the catch. Time matchup on this Week 15 Sunday between the two from the Keystone State, as the Bills plow ahead with Davis and pick up a 1st down. So they get out of a 1st and 20 rather easily.
Yeah, they did. And right now, the game plan that Buffalo has come in with has really given problems for this Lions defense. I mean, they play man. Nobody blitzes more than Detroit since Hutchinson went out. They've really ramped it up. But if you're going to play man-to-man against Josh Allen, he knows you're playing man, and Joe Brady knows you're playing man, the play caller, well, they've already schemed up about 4 throws. That's really challenging.
On 1st down, Going to come over to Kincaid. Going to take on 2 tacklers, pick up about 4 with his second catch.
Two of the top 4 offensive lines in the National Football League showing up today, and that's why both these quarterbacks helps you play more patient. Josh Allen, that's the growth right there.
You think about how many times he was in shotgun last week trying to play catch up for the entire afternoon. Never got sacked, has not been sacked in the last 3 games and a quarter here today. Only 13 times on the entire season.
Well, this is the same unit for the last 2 years. Continuity, outstanding job.
Cook running behind that line and squirms low to get within about 3. It'll be a 3rd and 3 on the way.
And they continually pull the tackle. They see the fronts that Detroit doesn't really necessarily out-scheme you all the time. That's why they made a concerted effort in the offseason to go out and get 2 corners. They got Carlton Davis from Tampa, and they drafted Arnold, and that's really helped. But today, they're getting a lot of pressure on just running man. They're getting exposed.
3rd and 2 against the best 3rd down defense in the NFL, only giving up 31% conversion.
Exactly right, because they can cover.
And they're going to go up top for it. Guns it. Wide of the mark, just barely. Trying to find Kincaid. And now you got a 4th and 2. The offense stays out there for McDermott.
You're going to see guys come over, and this is who's going to look to. And right at this point, they switched it up and played zone. It's a good job, really outstanding job by Campbell not to get out of his area.
Are they going to go for it, or are they going to try to draw them off?
Well, I think it's both. I think you try and draw them off, but if you get the correct look and you love your play call, then you do it.
4th and about 2.5. Play clock down to 1, and they're going for it. Looking down, wide open, and pulled down by Ty Johnson, who's got another 20-plus yard reception, his 3rd of the game. He had one-on-one with Turner on him, and he beats him for 31.
This is high level. You have the back in the backfield. If somebody runs out with him, you know it's man. That means he's got to run through all these people. Josh knows we're good to go. And look at that. A natural pick play. It's legal because it's within 1 yard, even if you touch them. Outstanding play design by Joe Brady.
A little taste of the Lions' own medicine, the biggest gamblers on 4th down in the league, as Davis with an impressive run, twisting down for 7.
Yeah, nobody more aggressive than Dan Campbell. Last week that played a key role. They were 4 for 5 on 4th down, but I don't think you'll see him go for it quite as much today, I think, unless the score indicates it. But how about Johnson?
He's been a big
By the way,
part of this.
Dan Campbell's been amazing, but McDermott, this is high-level coaching staffs and organizations at the front office.
You know, McDermott has gone for it 8 times this year on 4th down. He's now 8 for 8.
You only run it when you have the correct look.
Flips it over to Johnson again. Got a nice block. Well, that didn't look like it was going for much, but Spencer Brown was trying to keep this balance and got enough of the defender to help really get that 1st down for the Bills.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Spencer Brown. I mean, you'll see at the end, this is going to end up turning into a subtle screen as Allen takes it. But how about Ty Johnson right now? No one thought he'd be the unsung hero. That's a monster of a man, 79.
That's 4 catches for 95 yards by Ty Johnson.
When you go into a game against a team who lives and dies by man-to-man, and they're 12-1, so they've lived very well, you have to find the guy that's not as good as the other guy, and they're doing it right now.
1st and goal. Give, Cook, no one near him. Goes in untouched for the Buffalo touchdown.
I mean, it's a clinic right now. This is the threat of Josh Allen. There's no surf technique on the edge. This surf technique means you have to play the ball first, and then you surf toward the quarterback. It's really on the other side, but we'll use it there. And usually the ball goes the other way. You don't block a guy. You don't block the guy when you run right at him. Another great play design.
3 drives, 3 touchdowns for Buffalo. That one 70 yards and 9 plays.
I mean, they're emptying the bucket with plays, Jim. This is impressive, both teams.
Bass makes it 21-7. Building today as Ty Johnson comes back to the team that drafted him into the league. He was drafted out of Maryland in the 6th round by the Lions in 2019. They waived him before the Jets picked him up and eventually found his way to Buffalo. Backslash. Inspire change.
23.
Just to finish up, he calls Ty Johnson the best 3rd round back in the league, does Josh Allen, who's found him 4 times. And here's being down to Goff, finding one of his targets. That's Jamison Williams. He's got a nice grab. His first catch of the day goes for 19.
There's the early first down I talk about. They got to win on first down, the key for the Lions, and then they got to keep Josh Allen on defense in the pocket. But I told you they're going to come out and be aggressive on first down. The play action game, very first play of the game, the Bills stopped it. Not there. Good job, Detroit.
Williams catch for 19, almost right on average. Astounding 18.2 yards per reception as they give it to Montgomery for about 3.
And to your point about Ty Johnson, I think this is the game within the game that's happening right now, play out before us. So the running back, who's a great 3rd down back, like you said, and Josh Allen told us, Ty right there with this many yards, that's crazy unless the team is playing man-to-man consistently. But usually you have a guy you want to match up with him, right? The problem is, because Josh Allen's legs, they're using Campbell, the speedster, for Josh Allen, and now the matchup gets a little worse because of that.
2nd and 7. It's St. Brown. Just to finish off your point, he's the first running back since 2018 to have 3 catches for 20+ yards in a game since Tyreek Cohen did it for the Bears back in 2018.
That's amazing. And so what happens is the guy who's supposed to guard him has to go spy to have the speed for Josh Allen, and now Turner goes on him. Well, guess what? Detroit had a plan for that coming into this week, and it's being executed perfectly.
3rd and 4.
Sorry, Buffalo had a plan for that.
3rd and 4 meantime for the Lions. From the Bill side of the 50, low snap. And the handoff, that was a clunky play that just got back to the line of scrimmage. And now we'll probably see Campbell rolling the dice. This is what he likes to do. It's going to be 4th and 4.
First, you're going to try and draw them off sides, right? Anything under 4th and 5, there's certain situations that are automatics. You yell out, don't jump. Dojo, whatever you want to your defense, that's part of your call.
4 yards to go for the first. Here's the pass. On the mark. St. Brown has the first down. Cam Lewis on the coverage, and he had a step on the defender, picks up 21 on the 4th and 4.
Anytime you can get St. Brown on a safety, you're going to win that matchup man-to-man, and it's a teaching tape right now, both these coordinators. Ben Johnson, through motion and quick motion at the snap, you can get one of your best players on the 3rd level of defense, the safeties. That is not a good matchup for Cam Lewis or anybody.
Look at Cole Bishop looking like Tommy Hearns here in Detroit, trying to knock that ball out to no avail.
You know your history.
5 minutes to go in the first half. There's the handoff to Gibbs. Maybe give him a yard.
Well, that's the thing, is they do it so much more. They get an extra dice. They get to play with 3 dice.
2nd and 10. Oh, just wide of the target, Patrick. Now let's go down to Trace.
Jim, after that last play, David Montgomery came limping off the field, went straight to the bench. They're looking at his right knee. He's doing a little hopping and some jogging. I'll get you a full evaluation as soon as I get something from the Lions, but certainly something to watch.
Of course, he's such a vital part of this offense, one of the major engines with 12 touchdowns, part of the Sonic and Knuckles combo, he and Gibbs.
As elite a running back duo as there is in the league.
I think it's the best. 3rd and 10. In trouble. Somehow escapes. Going to take off, which he seldom does, and he has the first down.
Doing his best Josh Allen there, Jim.
Very un-Goff-like. That's his longest rush of the season, and it came at a good time. Goes for 10.
This is the area you want to keep Josh Allen in. Well, usually with Jared Goff, you're okay if he's not, but nope, they did keep him in. but they couldn't get around the corner, and Goff using that 5.5 speed.
Nice. Might be 5.5 speed, but he's got an arm that is an absolute weapon. It's beautiful to watch when he spins it.
He's had an outstanding year, showing off his skill set.
1st and 10. They had him in the backfield. Instead, Gibbs slips through it, picks up 6.
In games like this against two really high-quality teams, number 1 and 2 in scoring margin and in scoring, as you see the explosiveness and then the finish downhill with this young Gibbs, who Brad Holmes, I think, hit a home run with. But Goff really being so efficient, playing so good, it's going to take those plays. That's going to be the difference. Which Superman kind of guy finishes it off in the key situations?
2nd and 4. Fake it to him this time, and they got a wide open target. It's one of the linemen. It's Skipper to the end zone for the touchdown. Dan Skipper, all 6'9" of them.
So they put him at the tight end position, and after the motion, you block, and just skip out of there, Mr. Skipper. And look at this. I want to hit you. Get over here.
Skipper! He was on an island right here.
He was. And look, he could easily run over the court. He goes, no, I want to see you. Get over here. Got to give Cam Lewis credit for even trying.
He had reported eligible several plays this series. And we've got ourselves a wild one in the brewing. In the making, as that is good. Career touchdown. Good for him. And Bates, who again does this more than anyone, of course gets a lot of opportunities to kick off as often as they score. He's got another touchback. Best both by the Lions. Bills have driven it the distance the first 3 times they've had it. Here's Allen slipping out of a sack, looking way down the field as a man's got a step, and it's caught. It's caught all the way inside the 10-yard line and fighting all the way down to the 5 is Keon Coleman. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, because they hit Josh.
He got hit after the throw.
He got blown up, and this is definitely a penalty. And Josh Allen, I told you he's playing as well as Adrian. You go ahead first. Actually, I'm going to wait.
64-yard pass play, and they're going to add on to it with the roughing the passer call that's on the way.
Exactly. So I'll go 8. You sure? Okay, I'll let you go.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 10. That penalty is enforced half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
That was unbelievable. What's the number 1 key, though, for Detroit? Don't let who? Josh Allen get out of the pocket.
Ooh, he got hit right under the chin there.
Yes, he did.
By Quan Alexander. That time they called it. They missed one early in the game, but watch Coleman back after a month on the sideline with an injury. And this is why they drafted him early in the 2nd round.
Not many guys even attempt that throw, can extend the play, take the shot, and then now you've got a 2nd rounder who's starting to come on, and guess what? Let's watch the legs of people and pulling
1st and goal.
Tackles.
And it's Cook. Scored the last time they had it, and he is stopped just inside the 2-yard line.
I mean, that it's almost like we didn't do it justice. Like in my brain, I can't even build like, let go, guys. I mean,
already we get this.
I mean, actually, honestly, if I'm on defense, it's actually fine. It'll be a 2-minute warning either way. I was like, all you're doing is wasting time for the offense.
Yeah, they're going to wait and snap it on the other side of the 2-minute mark.
Josh makes those plays look like that's what I was saying, like just normal.
Stone for 225 yards. Bills break huddle. They've got a 2nd and goal, trying to make it 4 for 4. No quarterback has rushed for 3 touchdowns ever in consecutive games. And here's Allen, going to throw for it, and it's caught down at the 1. Curtis Samuel with the catch. 3rd and goal.
I thought you were being prophetic there, Jim.
Yeah, I thought he was going to keep it.
It looked like there's a chance.
Got a timeout called. And we're back in 30 seconds after this. Lee used one of the timeouts, figuring they still have plenty of time to do some business.
Well, Jim, you talked about no quarterback ever has back-to-back games with what?
3 rush touchdowns.
I think you're about to see possibly right here.
Okay. I thought he had a chance on the last play. I thought he might keep it. He's got Ty Johnson coming out of the backfield now and going empty.
Yeah, why don't you walk up here, then motion him over here. Oh,
low snap, flings it, and hold on, plays dead. Flags out. It's going to be on Buffalo.
Guess who they were trying to target again, Jim?
Maybe it's not.
Ty Johnson.
Yep.
They know the Lions don't have an answer to cover him.
False start. Offense, number 73. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Why not the tush push? Why not?
Yep.
Just too many? You don't want to keep doing it? I mean, you're at the 1. The wave of the hand is to tell the center it's the starting point. That actually, Buffalo has a reason to actually not really love that, because somebody has to tell the center whose head's down looking back at the quarterback on the road, hey, start the process.
Here we go, 3rd and goal. 6 yards out. Allen sliding again to his right, to the end zone. He throws it. It's knocked away. Going for Hollins. And that's Branch. Those two were jawing just a few minutes ago, and there's a lot of lip on the field between those two. Back and forth they go.
And you'll see he's got to throw this ball, and boy, it's a laser. But Branch, we told you the safety combo, him and Joseph playing as well as anybody, and tough to tell from that angle, but Branch has been outstanding this year.
We got a Lion defender down. We'll step aside for a moment. Reached out and let him know he was loved. 24-yard field goal attempt coming up here for Bass. And that kick is no good. Oh my goodness, they had it down to the 2-yard line. Actually, the 1st and goal from the 3. Got it down to the 2, then the 1, and then the penalty, and they still don't score. They had not been calling on Bass the last 2 games much because they've been going the distance. He had attempted only 1 field goal, which was a miss in the snow against San Francisco. But this one under perfect conditions, 24 yards out, and that is a momentum change for the Lions.
Wow.
Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, we saw Khalil Dorsey be carted off into the locker room with that lower left leg injury. And just to keep in mind, he was in there because Carlton Davis III is also in the locker room. He is being evaluated for a concussion, and he is questionable as well with a jaw injury. So the piles of injuries continue to grow for this Detroit Lions team.
So down 2 corners in this game. 1st and 10 as Goff connects. That's Laporta. And again, the Bills keep trying to punch the football out without any success. And they go hurry up after a 22-yard completion.
Great job using his eyes, looking off. And if you're going to play soft zone defense, he's too good for that.
Pushed out by Taron Johnson.
You said it perfectly, Jim. The emotional reaction to the missed kick gives you that life, right? Especially after you see Detroit, just that feeling, right? Here they come.
On 2nd and 2. Down the middle and open again at the 34-yard line. Pickup of 16. Now St. Brown with another reception, his 6th of this first half for 77 yards.
And I thought Bishop, the young safety, the 2nd rounder, was just growing into the role just a little too safe.
Pass incomplete. And best that it was for Detroit. That would have not gone anywhere. Would have lost yardage. Epinesa and Russo helped break up that play with the rush.
Look at that.
It's been the best quarter by margin in NFL history. And by the way, they're up 14-7 in this quarter today. And looking for more.
You called it last time we did the game on Thanksgiving, and then They dominate the second half. People don't score on them in the second half either. Even in Thanksgiving, I mean, recently a little bit, but before then, they just get better and better.
Here's the 2nd and 10. Ball's out. Ruled incomplete. That was some hit on
Guess who?
Amon-Ra by Taron Johnson.
That's the matchup. If you wanted to have the matchup at home to see what is really two of the better players at their position in the National Football League, well, here it is. 2 slot receivers. I mean, Brown's all over the place, but Johnson, great instinctful players. And right there, I don't like that throw, Jared, if I'm St. Brown. Throw it earlier behind me a little bit.
If they don't do anything here, it would be a 52-yard field goal attempt.
No sacks right here.
We've got a 3rd and 10.
Trying to say as good a disguise team as there is, and then they send it.
Coming in. Pass. Incomplete. Off the fingertips of Amon-Ra, who told us when we were here for Thanksgiving, he felt like anytime there's a ball that's got a chance to be on his hands, if I can get my hands on it, I'm going to catch it, but not this time.
What a move. With the pressure coming, you put your hand up when you say, I'm open right here. And I want you to watch. This is the matchup we just talked about. 2 of the best. Well, St. Brown gets the best of it here. But Jared just a little safe with it.
So now you got 52 yards for Jake Bates. 52 yards, and he matches the miss of Bass, although this was past 50. That's his first miss of the year from 50 plus. He had been 5 for 5.
And you give them field position too. Oh, wow.
Yeah, 36 seconds, and the Bills have 2 timeouts. And we'll take, I wonder if Amon-Ra, who was hit hard and shaken up the previous play, may have affected his ability to catch that 3rd down attempt.
Every hit that anybody takes always affects the future one, especially when you take it because you can't see someone out in front of you. You got to look your eyes. You're like, is someone coming? So that's why we want it, to be physical, obviously in a safe way. And this is a big moment right here in this game.
Of course, the Bills, again, have the 2 timeouts. Plenty of time to get in field goal range. And Josh gets rid of it. They rule it incomplete. He had McNeil all over him.
They're going to rule it intentional grounding here in a second.
I'm surprised they didn't throw the flag right away. Now it comes out. Well, if nothing else, it preserves the long sack-free stat. That's for the Bills. That's at 3.5 games right now.
We need to change that rule. That's a sack. It's almost like going for it on 4th down. That's a turnover.
Well, Adrian Hill.
I think they're asking about a 10-second runoff right here.
Okay. Well, they confer. I just want to pass along condolences to the family of the great Jim Tunney, one of the great referees in the history of the league, who passed away Thursday in Pebble Beach, California at age 95. He was 3 times a Super Bowl referee, including the first ever Super Bowl in a dome down in New Orleans, as you see in the box here.
Well, that's the goal. I keep telling you that if you can cage him in and suffocate around him, that's how you beat this team.
Intentional grounding offense. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul with loss of down. There will be a 10-second runoff. Please set the game clock to 21 seconds. 21 seconds. The clock will start on my ready for play signal.
All right, Gene Steratore, real quick on that.
Yeah, just a quick talk. The 10-second runoff occurs inside of 2 minutes with intentional grounding. They went over, they accepted the runoff, did not want to save the 10 and call the timeout.
Okay.
Interesting decision there. I think the biggest reason is because you want 10 seconds to go off in case you don't get a 1st down, so Detroit doesn't somehow get it back with more time.
Takes the pass in the middle of the field.
Timeout now, Buffalo.
Kincaid, and timeout called by the Bills with 12 seconds to go. It'll be a 3rd down play.
Wow.
That went for 14.
I cannot believe that was just way too easy to get that many yards back. I know you're going to play a soft zone, but it's not 3rd down. Just watch out here. You're going to do a good switch release. You go up, and then I'll come back under, and just the linebackers widen a little too much and give up too much space. And see the physical nature right there. Kincaid coming downhill, and now you give Josh Allen a chance easily to get in field goal range with a catch.
Now, you know that Bass just missed a 24-yarder, but he did make a 61-yarder earlier this season. He'd need to get to about the 43 of the Lions, pick up about another 13 yards to give him that kind of distance.
Impressive. That was impressive. That was quick.
Here's Allen. And there it is, complete to Shakir right at the first down marker, and timeout called by Buffalo with 7 seconds.
This is a big call right here, whether it's a first down or not. They should measure this. Catches it. Looks just very close.
I think he's got it.
Well, to me, with 7 seconds, I'm coming up to run sideline, right? One guy up high, one underneath, one in the middle. Try and get an extra 6 yards, 4 yards.
Watch Branch stand on his head here for a second.
Huh. That is pretty athletic. Watch this right here. He's very athletic. And push. Hello.
So they're going to run a play. They don't have a timeout.
Sideline right here, Jim. This is where you put one guy to the flat, one guy here, another guy in a deeper one, but it'll really be right here. Sideline. Do not let him throw it in bounds. It's over if you catch the ball inbounds.
Sideline and out of reach with 2 seconds to go. And from here, you'd be talking 66 yards, which is the record kick that Tucker made in this building. The all-time record.
Wow.
In the other direction. Not that it matters. There's no win either way.
Well, we'll see.
But they're not going to call it Bass here.
For him.
Yep.
To me, that's where the chance was to have the 5-yarder. You take that chance. But this is the Hail Mary situation, obviously, now. I really think both teams were incredibly prepared, and that is a sign of great coaching staffs. Both teams had the right play on there.
Better hurry up.
It's a penalty. I mean, what are you going to do? Run up and snap it?
It's not going to make any difference. Going to try the Hail Mary, which you said this is the Hail Mary.
Oh, they reset it.
Territory. They did reset it. Of course, this is the stadium where Aaron Rodgers threw the Hail Mary up into the rafters, into the arms of Richard Rodgers on a Thursday night a decade ago.
What is Detroit doing? Jim, there's nobody else back.
Oh, they go short with it instead. It's Shakir. And he is steer wrestled down to close out the half.
Oh, they had 2 guys back. You couldn't see them. They were hiding. Oh, that was sneaky.
And Knox has a little exchange with one of the Lion defenders. Buffalo will be receiving the 3rd quarter kick after deferring at the top.
How about Detroit not having everyone back? They had a lot of guys up, more than most teams. That's off a film study. It's almost like they knew Buffalo was going to throw a screen instead of the Hail Mary. Give Buffalo credit. They had a real game plan on how to use that, and they have.
Okay, touchback, and Tracy caught up earlier with Dan Campbell.
Coach, you told us that you have to keep Josh Allen caged. 254 yards passing in that first half. How do you have to adjust defensively?
Yeah, look, he's doing what he does, and we haven't done a great job. Now, that being said, 2 critical stops into there. We forced a missed field goal and got off the field there at the end, so calm down a little bit. And then, look, offensively, we found some rhythm, but the stops we got didn't equal points with our offense. So it's just, we got to complement each other. But I like that we settled into the game. This first possession is going to be huge for our defense.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Way to set it up for us, Coach. That's called a tease.
Yeah, and guess who comes out? Ty Johnson, starting. Normally he's the 3rd down back, but that's why they threw it to him on the first play. They know what they're getting. We're going to see the adjustments and how they play out.
3rd quarterback in the last 30 years to throw for that much and run for 2 scores as Johnson shows a little hesitation move, and that paid off to pick up 4 yards. These 2 quarterbacks, if they're anything, yeah, they're electric. They're also durable. They've been at it for a long time. You're talking Josh's case, 111 games, Jared 51 games, and man, they can fling it. They did in that first half, each throwing for 2 scores.
And Allen, only the 3rd player in the last 30 years with 250-plus passing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Wow.
Both from California. They're very good pals. They played golf a couple of times in the offseason at Pine Valley and the Bel Air Country Club. Here's a 2nd and 6. Allen got away from the pocket and throws it complete to Johnson with a flag out.
You cannot let Josh Allen go out of the pocket, and you definitely can't let him go out of the pocket to the right. You have no chance. I said that on the first drive. You cannot win this game if that continues.
19-yard gain will stay.
Holding defense, number 29. That penalty's declined. The play results in a first down.
And the catch for Johnson puts him over 100. 114 yards receiving on 5 catches.
He's going to come out, and he could have got the ball there, but Josh had to extend the play and get out. And what a throw under duress right here. The old gunslinger who's kept the gunslinging in check this year.
Hands it off to Cook. Works it up ahead to the 40 of the Lions. Gain of 6.
Yeah, and they keep pulling the tackle. Spencer Brown on this one to create numbers. And right now, everyone expecting Detroit to be the bully. Buffalo's actually been the bully so far today.
Second and 4, staying on the ground to Cook. Nice cut. Cook taken off. He actually almost got stopped, but he's going home for the touchdown. They almost grabbed him by the hair at one time. They slowed him down. He broke free.
I'm not joking. I talked with my wife, whose birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday. But she said this week. Are you allowed to tackle the hair? Spencer Brown pulling again, and right here you'll see Cook almost goes down with a pull, and that is legal.
Here's the hair pull. 41 yards for Cook, his second touchdown of the game. And Dan Campbell talked about how key this first drive was for his defense. They just saw the Bills go 70 yards in 4 plays for the touchdown.
Yeah, did not play out.
The Bucks beat them here week 2. It's only loss of the season. And they haven't lost to an AFC team at home since Thanksgiving of 22 when the Bills beat them on a Bass-winning field goal. Montgomery, who was dinged in the first half, is in the backfield. And he is given the handoff. And the Bills, Ed Oliver's making plays today.
Yes, he is. You're right.
All right, so the Chargers in that wild card hunt in the AFC, trailing in that one. Here's the give to Gibbs. And Gibbs is shoved out by Russo. It'll be 3rd down for the Lions.
Buffalo doing a great job. They've played more base defense than they have all year, which means a lot of big guys are coming in since Detroit's added extra tackles from time to time. And that's an attitude that Sean McDermott talked about. They needed to show up, and they are today, as you see who comes in.
Vaughn Miller has come in. He's standing up on the near side. He injured his knee in that Thanksgiving Day game I mentioned back in 22 here against the Lions. He's in on this play as they got to Goff. And Oliver was the first. Russo added in. So did Miller. And the Bills defense forces an immediate 3 and out after their offense took it the distance.
Ed Oliver has been dominant. We just talked about it. You said it, Jim. And look at this. Just completely pancakes one of the best centers in the game. And Russo does the rest. Those are the 2 dominant players so far this season. They've been playing outstanding football, and they won first down, Buffalo, and that gives them a chance to rush the passer.
Here's Fox with another big kick. Back to the 15, Codrington. There is a flag out as he is swarmed at the 20, 60-yard boot. Good coverage down the field after a wonderful kick.
And Detroit on first down, I thought was so important for them to win this game because Buffalo's great when they get you behind the chains. But if you can get ahead, then you have the ability to run, pass, play action. Detroit's the best. They have not been able to utilize that today.
During the kick, holding against the return team, number 85. That penalty should force half the distance to the goal from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
For the year. First down. It is Johnson. That was Davis actually with the carry.
What was that sound?
Got a little distracted. Let's go to Trace.
Jim, a few injury updates. The Lions down 2 cornerbacks for the rest of the game. We saw Khalil Dorsey be carted off. I was told he has been transported to a local hospital with a severe ankle injury. And Carlton Davis is officially out with a jaw injury. As for the Bills, wide receiver Curtis Samuel questionable with a shoulder injury.
So that's a big story that they're down 2 starters in that, well, 1 starter and the backup who came in for him, and Dorsey. And we wish him all the best. Carlton Davis out. 2nd and 8. Pass caught. Look at Davis, the rookie, lunges forward to pick up the first down. We're talking about a Bills team, Tony, that has not punted in the last 10 drives. Going back to last week.
You're right. Josh Allen's going to throw this ball. But right here, if he waits 1/10 of a second, you're going to see the tight end be wide open. Knox would have had about 40 yards. That's the man-to-man, like crisscrossing, right, Jim? Someone gets bumped off and someone scores. Detroit, even with 2 guys down, like Trey said, still living and dying in man.
Yeah, and they brought into that defense Jamal Adams. Look at that one with the keep. And knows where he's got to go to pick up the first. Got away from Pascal, and now give him 11 yards on the carry.
Well, you can see Pascal right here. He knows his job is do not let him get outside of you. And he's going to be like, oh, man, I'm going to hear about this one tomorrow. And this D-line, who's done so well this year, has one job. Cannot let Josh Allen outside of that pocket, especially with the right.
Pascal has had a knee issue in the last couple of weeks. Sits out this play. It's a first down. Cuts his losses, throws it at the feet of Ty Johnson. Nothing was there.
Yeah, it's a screen play, and give the Lions credit. They sniffed that one out right there, but smartly, that's the correct decision. Throw it away. They got him behind the chains almost. It's like this is like...
Haven't seen a whole lot of 2nd and 10 today.
No.
Aaron Glenn, I know it's been a tough day for this defense. They've had injuries, incredible injuries to come back from all season long.
They've done an incredible job. You got to give them so much credit. Now, this is the biggest challenge, you know, but they're going to play man-to-man. Everyone's man.
2nd down and 10. There's an open lane for Allen. Makes one wiggle to get around the defender Turner, and another scramble for 11 and a first.
And this is what I talked about earlier. Campbell was actually the spy, but they switched it and they went to Turner because they've been giving up way too many plays to the back, right? So the other linebacker, all right, now you're the spy. The problem is he's not fast enough to stop Josh Allen. Well, he got hit pretty hard too against the running back Johnson, so they're in a bind right now. I think they got to stop playing man.
Ezekiel Turner getting an earful on that sideline.
Well, when you play man, it's easier to run for a quarterback because everyone turns their back and runs with their guy. They don't have vision on them.
1st and 10. Handoff to Davis, trying to cut outside, and that's a tackle behind the line of scrimmage by Branch.
Whew. Branch is so good. Moved him to safety this season, and he has thrived. And that's how you set the edge. You shed the offensive player blocking you and make the tackle. Good inline tackle.
They've already changed field position. A drive that began at the 8, and they're taking their time, up 2 scores. Just imagine if they score here. Decisive advantage with under a quarter and a half to go.
I don't think very many teams can come into Detroit. And like you said, if they score here, go up 21 late in the 3rd quarter, that would be shocking, but it could happen here.
2nd and 12. Blitz, pass unloaded. Now you got a 3rd and 12. That was McNeil with the pressure on Allen.
Yeah, McNeil's playing high-level football this year, and that explosive burst, miscommunication right there by Buffalo. Big 3rd down.
Amik Robertson, Vildor, some of the corners that have to step up with the injuries today.
Here's the matchup, and on him.
3rd and 12. Good tackle that time as Shakir is stopped short of the chains by Robertson. One of the players we said has to step up on this down.
You were exactly right. He plays inside, and he's going to be on Shakir a bunch. And he wins that down as long as there's not a penalty.
We've got a injured Lion, and it's a big one, Aleem McNeil.
Oh, they can ill afford to lose him. And Tracy told us they've gotten a lot of their defensive linemen back for today, and they were excited about that, and he's been playing as well as anybody on this team.
That's not a good sign because the player knows. I think they've had to do what they've done this year without Hutchinson, without Davenport, with Anzalone, who's going to come back. McNeil's anguishing in pain, and
I mean, you called it. What they've had to endure, this coaching staff, Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn, Ben Johnson, they have somehow found a way, and almost very few teams have the ability to continue to win when you lose the numbers they have.
So they welcome back to the lineup Sam Martin. It's been a long time. Just reintroduced himself to his teammates, and now he's back to punt. He was actually drafted into the league by the Lions. He spent 7 years in Detroit. Martin's boot bounces at the 11. It's a beauty. And it's down by Hollins. So now Detroit will call it the 4-yard line to start this series. Backing up and setting up a screen to Montgomery. He's got a nice gain to get him out of that pickle. Picks up 13.
What a risky play, and it looks like a screen because they're all flying in, but you're going to pull the guard, and Buffalo shoots the gap. They just didn't account for Montgomery not staying in protection. Buffalo with aggressive play call there, and so was Detroit.
Got a first down out of it. And more pressure coming in on Goff. Comes back to near side. And again, great catch by Montgomery. Chugs along, nearly lost the football for a second. Picks up 11 and another first.
This is when they're at their best. By more than 200 yards, their play action game of any other team in the league. They're so efficient, but they are explosive with it as well. This is an incredibly explosive offense, some of the most chunk plays in the league, and right now they're getting back to who they are, their identity, and that's why that stop was so huge on the last drive.
Back-to-back catches and first down yardage picked up by Montgomery. Going to him again. 3 in a row. This time held to only 1 yard. There is a Lion fan that is worth recognizing, and it's Marty Gillespie. Season ticket holder since all the way back in the 50s. He attended the last Lions championship in 1957 when they beat the Browns in the NFL championship. He's seen it all, and he's waited a long time for a season like this. So is this great community.
He's loving this season. Right now he wants to love the last quarter and a half.
He does. He wants something out of this drive. Here's Goff down the field, and he connects. Patrick lost it. And Gibbs, looks like Milano has the recovery.
I mean, that was a big-time throw. Absolutely perfect.
Amon-Ra.
Did Benford knock it out? And
it was Benford who did. Let's see, we got a flag as they try to sort out all kinds of things. Catch, incompletion,
Personal
recovery.
Foul,
what is
face mask offense, number 71. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot remains second down.
Okay, so they make nothing out of the catch, no catch. There's the face mask on Ed Oliver. So it was an incompletion.
was it an incompletion?
It was St. Brown.
That is a completion.
And that is totally a football move, isn't it? And it was recovered by Milano in the end.
Well, you do not. If I am Buffalo, I'm definitely challenging this. If I'm Detroit, I would snap the ball right now. I would challenge it, Buffalo.
This is a winning challenge.
Dan's about to challenge it. No, don't.
Dan, I don't think you want to challenge that.
After replay review, it is determined that it was a catch and fumble recovered by the defense.
correct.
That 15-yard penalty will be added on top of that play. First down.
So the ball's going to the Bills. They almost got off the next play without this even being a factor. We saw it, Gene. What were you watching?
Yeah, Jim, I think I almost counted 4 steps after firm control. When you watch St. Brown here, possession, left foot, right foot, you get 3 clear steps down. This is now a catch. Now you've got a fumble. And now to add to this, because you have a face mask on the offense, personal fouls will bridge over and will be enforced. So Buffalo's not only getting the football, they're going to get this football with a face mask 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of this.
You're exactly right. You're ahead of the refs right now, Gene, because they haven't moved at the 15 yet.
On to 5:08. 5:08.
I mean, one of the big turning points of this game, if it ends up being Buffalo's day, because the Lions were showing some life on offense, having started the drive back at the 4-yard line. And here's another look. Amon-Ra with Benford reaching in, and he's got it secured in 2 hands.
Well, this is one of the best teams in the National Football League at creating turnovers, and their whole team has been incredible at the ball. They're plus 17. The Lions are great at plus 8 too for giveaways, takeaways, but
only the 3rd lost fumble all year by the Lions.
Yes.
And the Bills are going to take over at the 26.
Wow.
I'm a little unsure what Campbell was thinking about challenging.
I know, it wasn't challenging. He was sitting there talking, his hands were in his pocket, but he was trying to say, let us snap the ball. Why are you holding this?
Okay.
And it's probably because the ref upstairs said, give me a second.
Yeah. Want to link with someone, and wisely so.
He was right. Dan was correct. Yep. He was trying to get that thing to be snapped.
I'm buying that. Here's 1st and 10. Over to Samuel. Incomplete.
I'll buy that for $1.
Couldn't complete that for number 1.
For all the other throws today that he has made, it's shocking for him to miss one like that. Not a big deal, but you see right there.
McNeil, by the way, is out. Remember, he got hurt and was frustrated and in pain. Onwuzurike has come in for him. McNeil, we hear, got carted off as they go now to Cook.
And that's right where he would be. That spot.
Let's get more out of this from Trace.
That's right. You were talking about Aleem McNeil, another injury to this Lions defense. He was carted off. It is a right knee injury. He is officially out for the game.
Oh boy, he is a great player.
Oh, that's as key as anybody to the success of this defense. And Dan Campbell knows they're in a really tough spot right now, and someone's got to make a play. And what do you call, Aaron Glenn?
3rd down and 2. They go with Cook. He's got the first. Boy, he's taken 2 Lions with him down to the 10-yard line.
Starting to wear him down.
Runs for 8 on the 3rd and 2.
And you see what happens when you start to lose McNeil. Just the space gets wider. You're able to displace the middle and run up the middle on 3rd and 2, and they know they can't just let you have a slow developing running play, and just Buffalo imposing their will right now on this Lions defense.
So 1st and goal, Tony. Nose of the football right on the 10. It's Allen with the key. Allen switches the hands, the football. He's got about 4 out of it. And there was a flag at the end.
This could be on Detroit, because I thought a defender took out the legs. Possibly a high-low, or there's multiple things on the play. It's one that you really don't want to see right there. There's a lot of rules in place not to get people hurt. One of them is not the ability to, he'll tell you right here.
Personal foul, illegal low block, defense. Half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
We're down to 3.5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter, and they're just 5 yards away. from a 3-score lead.
That rule was implemented. I was just talking about it. You're not able to actually go low on them. That protects the knees, right? Because if you're a little guy and you see a big, huge guy running at you, you're like, I'm just going to dive at your knees. So that way I create a pile. They don't want that.
Football actually is marked at the 3-yard line. Cook's got 2 rushing touchdowns. Allen's got 2.
Watch the play action.
Little shovel pass, and it's Shakir with the Buffalo touchdown.
I think this is going to be a throwing touchdown because it's a sneaky play action.
It is a touchdown pass for Allen. Touchdown catch for Shakir, who had a big 51-yarder last week. Got another one today.
You keep talking about pulling. You get an extra guy to come back to the run, so you get numbers, and everyone thinks it's going right. You can't find the ball, and Shakir, with his breakout season, continues. What a play call.
Yeah, Shakir. Cook did a lot of the work to get him down there, but Shakir, as Sean McDermott told us, is the rock star that people don't know is a rock star on this team.
That's the way you like it. You want to make sure they don't keep knowing, so that way he keeps having great games, but he's about to get double teamed very soon.
Extra point is good, and the Detroit Lions. Josh Allen now 292 yards passing. He's thrown for 1, rushed for 2.
I mean, the last 3 games off the charts.
CBS tonight, celebrate the season.
Second home.
1st and 10.
Play action again.
Oh, just a little too steep. Trying to connect there with Laporta.
I want you to watch outside because this play only happens because the cover 2 corner out here plays in between. And so you want to throw a line shot, but if you would have, there's a chance that Elam could have gotten over there. But this is just a miss by Goff. He should have just drove that right in on him.
Second and 10. Open. Got him in stride, and Gibbs got the first down. Looking past the sticks.
Great play design, picking on Bishop. Young safety, he's got a good opportunity. Their 2nd rounder to come in, but he's just out leveraged too soon. He should have had curled the flat a little quicker than that. And you see how difficult it is to hold a camera on the sidelines here. It's one of the most scariest jobs in the world.
No question. There's high risk of injury, all kidding aside.
It's true.
Here's the first down play.
Play action.
Oh, he's going to show off his arm talent now. Here's the pass. Oh, Jamison Williams had it for a touchdown.
For missing earlier, Goff, this time, this was a dime. And perfectly thrown ball. And the speed of Williams, he threatens you every time. He runs right past, and they are picking on these safeties, these backups. And this should have been a touchdown.
Holding offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
It should have been not a touchdown no matter what.
That's right. You can find some solace in knowing that it would not have counted anyway. But look at this. With Epinesa, his arm right on him. Look at that pass by Goff. I mean, it was perfect.
It was in rhythm. I mean, you couldn't go place it. The Willie Mays style catch almost happened, and that would have actually been worse if you're Detroit. And then it's like, and a hold. Getting the safeties back out of there. They tried to disguise. Good job by Detroit to figure it out. Cover 2, throw the ball over the middle, check it down.
1st and 20, they got to him nearly. Got wobbled more than most. Goff throws because there was pressure intended for Patrick. Adam Shine, back to you in New York. All these 1,000-yard seasons to begin his career, every single one. And how about Baker? He has had a big-time season as they lead in the NFC South now at 7-6. That would be a big win on the road at the Chargers, who need it at their own battles in the playoff hunt. Here's Goff. And that's Patrick. It's going to be 3rd and long coming up, Tony.
Here comes the chippiness, frustration starting to mount. I really feel like Goff, when he took that go route chance versus cover 2, we showed you everyone backing out of there. When you see a lot of guys really deep, throw it underneath. When you see a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage, throw it deep. And he had the back wide open there, and this is what happens when you're behind. You want to get it all back right away. Just systematically go about the process and do the right thing.
Here's a 3rd and 17. The pass. Complete! St. Brown slips through a tackle. Inside the 20, to the 10. What a play on 3rd and 17. The Lions are back in it.
Like I said, you got to take your shot and get back in it in one play.
66 yards.
Watch this. We saw the throw deep earlier. This was equally as good as he gets a ball roped right to him. It surprises St. Brown, and he does the rest. What a throw and catch. And Detroit back in the game now. Wow, that was an incredible play, Jim.
For Goff, he's now thrown for 3 touchdowns, 278 yards. St. Brown has 155 of it. Extra point, good. With 1:41 to go in the 3rd quarter, they strike with the big one. On 3rd and 17, no less. And it's the guys that had come in as replacements, Cam Lewis, Kyer, Elam, right between them.
I mean, go up. You got 2 guys right there. You've got to fit that in, and you can't throw too high because the free safety's right behind. I mean, that's such an aggressive throw that you shouldn't make. But when you're an MVP candidate and you've got the arm and the timing to say you could touch it, but you're not going to be able to catch it.
Bernard actually got a fingertip on it. For St. Brown, it's the 2nd longest reception of his career. And what a career it's turned out to be in just his 4th year out of Southern Cal, drafted in the 4th round. When you meet with him, you realize how he's become such a star player. There is passion and determination that is off the charts.
One of the great individuals you'll meet in the National Football League. Great player, but even better man. And both these players, I mean, this is as good a matchup as we've seen all year. I mean, being played out, right? They're both playing at that high level that they were coming in. And we always talk about Allen's last 3 games. Goff's last month has been equally as stellar.
Both accounting for 3 touchdowns total. And another touchback.
Denver with Peyton Manning. 2000 St. Louis Rams. Pretty good offenses right there.
Here they bootleg on 1st down, and they get it to Hollins. He catches up ahead for 7 yards. The NFC playoff picture, you know, you got the Lions in a battle there with Philadelphia. And don't forget, you got Minnesota on their heels also inside the division. And right now, the Eagles are up 2 scores, 2 touchdowns on the Steelers. If things held up, if Eagles won, Lions lose, they both would have matching 12-2 records. But Detroit would have the tiebreaker at the present time because of a better conference record.
So we're shaping up to a monster finish of the season when Detroit and Minnesota play in the last game.
It's going to be huge. Here's Davis. What a tackle, what a stick. And it's going to be 3rd and 3. And again, the best 3rd down defense in the league this season needs to make a stop. They've only forced 1 punt today.
You're exactly right. They did get it 2 drives ago, but Buffalo trying to run straight at him without McNeil out there. But Branch being aggressive, and you've got to take a little, you don't take chances, you take calculated chances. He did there and came out finishing the play. The legs, Jim. He's on the back.
Allen going long. Perfect pass. Right over the shoulder to Kincaid, who counts his 2 defenders. Double coverage, yes. Gain of 29.
Coming into the game, Josh Allen throwing the ball the fastest, getting the ball out at the fastest rate of his career today. It's been the longest at halftime, but right here in rhythm program.
And I think he would be great there. Here's a 1st and 10 to start the 4th as Cook is swallowed up after a gain of about 4. Yeah, what did you think of that move?
I mean, I'm so happy. I know he's as good a coach as I've ever been around. He's taught me more football than you can imagine. Think about the players he's been around, and then you develop things. I mean, they're in for a real treat at North Carolina. You are going to develop, learn, and he's going to make that program good very quickly. He's as smart as they get, Jim. His value, really, it's priceless.
On a 2nd and 6. Here in the first minute of the 4th. Bill's trying to find a way to put it away, and that's incomplete at the 18. Intended for Kincaid.
First time today, I talk about his cadence and rhythm and poise, patience. First time today I saw him not have that.
Well, in his last 7 quarters, 670 passing yards with 4 passed touchdowns and 5 rush touchdowns. No giveaways, no sacks.
Keep him in the pocket. Do not let him get outside this wall.
Play is stopped.
They tried to pop out guys
There was
so they
no
could be
play.
spies.
Timeout Buffalo, they're first.
You know, they
This
were
will be a 30-second
fighting
timeout.
the play clock there. I don't know if they were concerned on the sideline. They wouldn't get it off in time. And again, field goal would be huge here too to put it up to a 3-score margin. But that's a timeout. You always hate to burn one early, even though you got the lead. On the AFC playoff picture, you got the Chiefs. Hey, they didn't have a nail biter today. They won decisively. Their defense was great at Cleveland.
You just told me what happened, though, at the end of that game
Yeah.
with Kansas City.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes got injured. He got hit a few
Didn't go
times.
back in?
He did not come in at the end.
We'll
to
see.
set out the last 5-6 minutes of the game. 3rd and 6. All kinds of time. Dangerous when he does this. Crosses body, throws, and it's knocked down. He was going for Coleman, and that's Arnold, the rookie, who batted it away. And now coming out with a huge field goal attempt after that. Shortest miss in the league this season in the first half will be Tyler Bass.
Oh,
What a hit.
and that is legal. Give Pascal credit, not going to the head, neck area. And watch, they're going to pop out the edge right here and right here. And these are the spies. Which way he goes, you go. Now attack to his outside shoulder.
Okay, this is a big kick right here for Bass. 50 yards to try to make it a 3-score margin. Martin on the hold. This kick, that's a beauty. What a way to recover mentally. Have 14 minutes to make up a ton of ground as Allen has thrown for 328. 3 touchdowns total with the 1 through the air, the little short toss, 2 on the ground, but Goff's had big numbers as well. He'll start at the 30-yard line. But Ed Oliver, we talked about it.
You're going to have to account for him. Right now, they are not doing a good enough job. You got to get one extra guy to be around.
Okay, they fake the end around and dump it off instead to Montgomery for 6. And Ed Oliver in on another play.
He comes flying, and he got double teamed. He worked up, and then he comes all the way back to make the flying tackle. And 9 quarterback pressures today.
How about that? By the way, Cole Bishop, who's got the emergency start with Hamlin out, Rapp out.
Oh,
The rookie, he is down on the field, the 2nd rounder out of Utah.
they don't have many guys left, honestly, to put in. I mean, they brought Kareem Jackson up. He'll probably go in now.
All right, we'll step aside for a moment. So Cole Bishop, who Bobby Babich, the D coordinator, says is a promising young player, carted to the locker room. Kareem Jackson's come in for him. There's the pass to pick up the first down. Gibbs shoved out. Shoved out by Spector. Let's go down to Tracy.
Jim, you mentioned Cole Bishop being carted off. He is cramping. He'll get an IV in the locker room and hopefully return.
Right. Bill Faithful, the Bills Mafia certainly hoping that's all it is. 15-yard play. They wanted a little extra on the back end of that for a late hit. Don't get it.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, I think he could have easily thrown the flag on that one.
Down the middle. Throws a strike. Down to the 16-yard line with Laporta. Second catch of the game, and it's a big one. 31 yards.
It's a seam route. You run up wide into the inside edge, but Goff does a great job of holding the inside backers. I want you to watch right here. Bernard's going to go with the eyes. Keeps them to the left and then widens the hole. Laporta does the rest. Big play.
Jared with that one now over 300 today. 330 yards. Completes it down to the 12 is St. Brown. Bills are 0-2 and they've had the opposing quarterback throw for 300.
Now he's well over that now. 336, 3 touchdowns. You don't normally win, but they have the lead.
2nd and 4, dumps it off. Gibbs got across. Touchdown, Lions.
You see the electricity when Gibbs gets the ball. Just a simple check down. Bernard, nope. And then finishes it off with Kareem Jackson coming in after Bishop had to be carted off. And wow, Detroit twice gets back in the game very quickly.
Yeah, that took 2 minutes and 2 seconds to go the 70 yards. And this to bring it down to a 10-point margin. And that's what we have at 38-28.
What else would you expect from the number 1 and 2
Good point.
scoring teams in the league?
They're declaring an onside kick. You got to declare it now with these new kickoff rules this year.
You got to run everybody off and bring your hands team on, and I guess they called surprise onside, surprise onside. Okay, but first you got to go tell the ref and the other team, and then you can run your surprise onside.
Surprise is gone. Kick must be declared. And the kicking team must be trailing. Can only occur in the 4th quarter. So it checks all the boxes so far on the season as far as onside kicks. There have only been 3 successful ones in like about 40, low 40 number of attempts. Okay. Seems a little early, Tony, but here we go. 12 minutes to go. Onside kick. Ball bounces around. Is picked up by Hollins, and he's running with it. Hollins tackled down at the 5-yard line.
That is the risk when you do it that early. You talked about a little risky at this time. Well, there's one thing to give him field position. It's another when he can tip it to the direction he's going, and what an athletic play.
I mean, Hollins.
By Hollins, right?
He has
there.
made plays this year. He has 5 touchdowns on only 23 catches. He's made big plays. By the way, I want to welcome those of you who saw the Arizona Cardinals beat the Patriots 30-17. Jim Nantz with Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. Gene Steratore has been chiming in a number of times today. A wild one here in Detroit. The Lions just trimmed it to 10. Declared that they wanted to go for the onside kick, and it backfired because the Bills are ready to answer back from the 5-yard line.
Well, if you don't think you can stop a team, you're trying to steal a possession, right? They would have tried to surprise one, but you have to declare it now.
Now Allen, short toss, easy doing, touchdown, Bills. Davis, the recipient.
There's their 4th-round pick, rookie who's had a really good season, and you want to take the momentum out of that really quick drive you just took, Detroit. How about one-play drive for Buffalo?
Back-to-back 40-point games for the Bills. Last week, though, they gave up 44. Now they're going to try to add another one on top of their total here.
Josh made it a little harder than it needed to be, but great play call. As soon as you think this is time to run it, eat some clock, you'll score. Nope, we're just going to keep scoring. And look at this. Wow.
extra point is good.
Which is big.
Yes, it is. 3-score game with the conversion there. Yeah, that decision, we were, just as they were stepping up to it, I said, seems a little early to me with 12 minutes to go. What were you thinking?
It definitely seems early, but you know Dan Campbell, you know the Detroit Lions, and this is their MO. And they, last week, were aggressive as well. They were 4 for 5 on 4th down, and that really, situationally, allowed them to win the football game. So sometimes you need something to go your way. It's not the worst decision, honestly, because they scored so fast. So it didn't eat a lot of clock. So to me, if they were going to score a touchdown, at least you gave it to them inside the 5. But still a little early for me.
And there's Josh Allen, who last week went 3-3 as far as touchdown passes and rushes. Today is 2-2.
Pretty good.
That's not bad.
A couple outings. By the way, do you remember when Peyton Manning and the Colts had the dominant offense and the Patriots couldn't stop them in that game, and Belichick goes for it on 4th down?
Yeah,
with
inside
the lead.
his own 30, yes.
And that felt like that, where it's like, we just can't stop these guys, so I got to find a way to get a possession.
Well, they have nearly 500 yards of offense. Buffalo at 498. And let's go back down to Tracy.
Jim, we've been talking all game about the Lions' injuries to their defense, and they lose 3 more players today. The good news is there is a chance they get Alex Anzalone back by the end of the season or into the playoffs. As for Aiden Hutchinson, Dan Campbell told us he's been at practice, no crutches, walking gingerly. He's been training hard, but he has a long way to go. Still, though, he said you can never count him out.
I mean, that's a season-ending injury, Trace, right there, Jim, and he's got a chance to come back. That's crazy. He was on fire.
First down throw on the sideline, threaded. And what a catch it was, too, by Jamison Williams.
That's another big-time throw, threading it between 2 defenders, and this ball has to go over the curl flat defender and also has to beat the corner Benford, and I like this. I would throw it every down, sprinkle in a screen, maybe 1 run, but take advantage of the secondary issues with all the people hurt.
Middle of the field. It's Laporta with a stiff arm on Spector. It picks up another 5 or 6 yards and a first down.
When you have this many injuries in the secondary, you know as a quarterback they cannot risk it and play man-to-man or leave guys on an island, because you could score on one play. So you almost know they're going to play some zone pressures like right here, and just softly take what's in front of you.
Aaron Johnson able to bring Laporta down this time.
You can't throw the short stuff in man-to-man, but you definitely can when there's soft zone dropping out, and Detroit knows Buffalo has to do that. They have to keep backing up the second level of the defense.
10.5 to go. Goff had a big run for a first down earlier in this game. This time he steps out.
Well, you still got to get up on the ball here, because clock doesn't stop. See how it's running?
Till the last 5 minutes.
Under 5. That's exactly right. So sometimes people say, okay, we're out of bounds, and they're going to huddle up like they are now. Get up on the ball.
And we hear now that Milano is out with a groin injury, questionable return. That's why we're seeing a lot of Balin Spector, who just came back.
They're attacking. He's right over here. 54.
2nd and 7. Here's Goff pirouetting to get free and knocked away, incomplete. That was Kaiir Elam, the former first-round pick out of Florida. This was a day where, again, he stepped in with the depleted secondary.
He's going to want to throw to the tight end here, but Epinesa gets his hand in there. Otherwise, this was going to possibly be a touchdown, because you had Laporta out there one-on-one against who you said Spector, who's in the game now playing a lot of reps that they necessarily didn't want, but handling himself well.
That last throw was intended for Allen Robinson. 3rd and 7.
Man-to-man.
Here comes the blitz. Beats it. And look at Laporta fight off Lewis to pick up another Detroit first.
Risky every time you play man right now, but you have to in that situation because the down and distance. Can't just give him an easy one. And Laporta just big boys him and says, sorry, you're too little. Move away.
Goff now at 399 yards passing. That one just wide of the mark for Gibbs. Got a marker out at the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Guess who provided the hold? The defensive lineman who made it happen, Ed Oliver. It was a great shot by our crew. He's done a wonderful job today in the truck, and that will get called, especially when the quarterback's right in front of him.
Oliver with all these quarterback pressures today, making his alma mater, the University of Houston, proud today.
Wow. It's almost like you love the University of Houston.
I do.
Do you have a allegiance there? It's starting to sound like
it is a deep love. 1st and 20. Rushing 4. Goff has his 400-yard game. Gibbs is the recipient. Again, these passes in the middle of the field are being completed, but it's running the clock down to 9 minutes.
Buffalo almost strategically knows, don't give up the quick touchdown. So these guys are all soft. He goes back, he goes out, just throw it right underneath him.
That pass knocked down at the line of scrimmage. For Goff, he's got his 6th career 400-yard game.
I mean, this is crazy. Last week, you see perfect strike right into Smoot's hand. But we don't see this very often. Josh Allen last week accounts for 6 touchdowns, 3 rushing, 3 throwing, and loses. Jared Goff right now has 410 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, down 17.
Yeah, Goff was telling us, though, they spend so much time on the red zone and 3rd down. They call them 4-point plays. Here's St. Brown, and that keeps that drive going. This is one of the things they've really connected on this year with Ben Johnson's directing. 3rd down in the red zone.
That was the difference. You really can't be as efficient an offense as they are without being good in those situational football.
1st and goal. Up top, goal line, and caught just outside of it, St. Brown.
I'd get up on the ball right now. Quarterback sneak it. Just get up quickly. Nobody just retell him. Don't jump early. Oh. My time, the ref says.
Official timeout.
I think they want to review and see if this actually could have been a touchdown. That's why. Crowd's not happy, but they were trying to see if the Lions scored. So what do you think here, Tone? I don't think he had possession. I think they marked it about right.
I think you're exactly right, Jim. He didn't have possession. It was close there, but once he gains possession, they had it correct. And this is actually a negative for Detroit. They should probably score.
That was an official's timeout. It is 2nd down.
Just confirming the mark, which was accurate. So what are they going to do here now?
Well, still want a quarterback sneak, but Dan Campbell's a little upset because now you get to bring in all your big guys. They were just playing pass defense to protect passing, and now all of a sudden it's like, let's send in all the big people inside. So now you might change your play call, but I doubt it. I think it's still going to be something quick.
Goff in the gun. No snap, handoff. Gibbs pushed across. Oh my goodness. One of the linemen made that happen. It was being stalled outside, but it looked like maybe it was Sewell. Watch it come over. It is. It's Panay. Look at that. He just shoves him across.
That's a great call. You were right. Sewell comes in at the end and finishes it off. He's played outstanding this year, but the quick hitter, it's a lot harder when you have all those guys in there, but not if Sewell comes in to help you.
That's the Panay push.
The Panay push.
All kinds of newfangled names on a play that we didn't used to see in this league. How many times did you get pushed across? Didn't Witten come in there a time or two and help you?
Yes. He helped me more than that.
Now will there be another onside coming? If you did it at the 12-minute mark, got to figure you do it at 8.
100%. Laporta was big in that drive. Gibbs. Dan Campbell, who was a tight end with Witten, with me in Dallas there. Witten, one of the top 4 tight ends all time, I would say, if not top 3, 4.
Quarterbacks again, each accounting for 4 touchdowns. 3-3-3 in the air for Josh, 4-2-4 for Jared.
I mean, just such high-level football these two are playing. It's impressive. I mean, it's really enjoyable to watch.
You know, if they did meet again in New Orleans, and you talked about Aiden Hutchinson, you know, holding out hope that he could possibly play in that game. Just imagine some of the people that could be back. You've got, you know, Carlton Davis was hurt today. Anzalone would be back. And then you look at the Bills, and, you know, today they're out without Rapp, without Hamlin, without Rasul Douglas. I mean, I'd love to see it again.
It's been really fun today, and we're not even, I feel like it's not even close to being over. I still feel like there's a lot of action.
He's going to kick this one away, by the way. They decide not to go back to the onside option.
Yeah. You know, it's almost like, hey, we're going to play man, and then they beat you 4 times. It's like, no, they returned it, almost scored. So let's get rid of that. But interesting that he made that choice.
So 8 minutes to go. And the Bills have the football at the 30 with the 10-point lead. A couple times we saw Mike Arnold cutting away to Josh Allen, watching the Lions zooming down the field, and you almost were wondering, was he thinking, I'm still going to have to go out there and make some plays. I'm still going to have to go out there and maybe, who knows, score again.
I think you're exactly right. I mean, right now, with the injuries against the 2 top scoring offenses, that's worst case scenario. You need all the Jimmies and Joes to have a chance to slow down them, and I think that you just have to keep the pedal down.
Hand off to Cook. He's got 3.
This is really almost the 4-minute offense, we call it. Usually it's the last 4 minutes, but you're treating this that way where you want to eat some clock, and 2 first downs is key. That will take up a lot of time. Don't throw the ball 3 times and then another, you know, punt the ball right back to him. Run the ball. Positive plays that are not on the ground.
Brady's offense over 500 yards now on that last carry. And the running backs have 284 scrimmage yards.
Only 1 guy back.
Here's Allen. Take the handoff now, just lobs it. Oh, it was caught. What a catch by Dawson Knox. As Josh probably couldn't believe he was that wide open, and he almost overthrew him. Knox reeled it in.
You're exactly right. What another amazing play call and play design, staying aggressive. It was so close to going Detroit's way. When they're that open, you just want to like toss it to them, and sometimes it's harder than it looks. But he was blocking, Jim. And then he sneaks out. So when you blocked that long, like, oh, Josh Allen's going to run the ball, everyone's going to run to him. What a play call.
Great catch. Dawson Knox, 1st and 10. Now Allen taking off. He's got all kinds of room. And slides down at the 22-yard line. A slide that would be applauded next door at the Tigers ball field.
2 great play calls. You're going to pull the guard, have the running back. Everyone thinks it's going there. You've waited until key moments. Josh Allen is going to use his legs, and they are 2 really critical calls that were gutsy. That is a good slide. You were right.
Tremendous slide. And the drive is now at 2 minutes.
You got to risk it now. You got to get down there, Detroit. Send them all. Go
over to Shakir. Shakir down to the 16 as Joseph ends it with the tackle.
Ben Johnson has put on a clinic, offensive coordinator for Detroit all year long. Today, Joe Brady, who's called great as well, but we always have given Ben Johnson a ton of credit for that. Joe Brady has called as perfect a game and as well designed and creative as I've seen in a long, long time.
Used to be Dan Campbell's roommate when they were on the staff for Sean Payton at New Orleans. Brady was quality control.
Oh, no.
Got an official down. That was Adrian Hill.
Down goes Hill.
Thankfully, he's fine. Here's a 2nd and 4.
There you go, Detroit. Way to fire it. You got to take a chance now.
Now you got a 3rd down coming up.
Save your timeout if you're Detroit. But this is cover 0 time, man-to-man. Josh Allen's legs will not beat us. Whatever you designed all week, you do not let him extend this play and use his legs to get the first down. Make him throw the ball and someone else make a contested catch.
Biggest defensive snap of the game for the Lions. 3rd and 5. Allen to the short side. Allen's got the first down and leaps down to the 10-yard line. Great call there, Tony.
You just situational football, key moments. Teams, play callers, players, they have tendencies.
And he stayed in bounds, too.
Yep. I mean, that was genius on every single
Spencer Brown, though, here is shaken up.
aspect right there, and that's a big one. He's played outstanding today.
Sean McDermott walks past the offensive huddle and says, good job. He's concerned about this right tackle who's made some big plays of his own today. He's had some health issues already this season, and he's becoming a big force on that right side.
You're right.
How do you stop that run that you just saw out of Josh? It looked like they had no answer to that.
It's really difficult, but it's actually not that hard if you do what I'm going to tell you, which I'm not going to share on live TV. That would be unfair.
That's not right.
Let me just tell everyone, okay, I guess stop us. But it's difficult, right? They got an extra guy. Numbers are on their side. You got a big physical player who has the ability to even, if you have a player there, to still make it happen. And special season he's been a part of so far.
Vandermark comes in to replace Brown, and it's a 1st and goal at the Lions 10. We move inside 4 minutes. And Josh will be in no hurry to snap this. He's got it again. This time they've got the answer. No gain. Campbell, one of those on him.
Great job by Detroit being prepared.
When do you start taking timeouts with the Lions?
I'm always trying to save them as long as you can. To me, I'm not doing it until after the 2-minute warning, unless there is that soft little spot between 2 to 2:30, 2:35 where you might use it depending on exactly the right situation. But these things change dramatically on seconds, down distance, etc.
2nd and goal. 3 minutes left in the game. Pass deflected. That was Neiman, Ben Neiman, the former Chief backup linebacker. Got a hand on it.
And that was absolutely critical. You got to keep it a 2-score game and hold them to a field goal, and Buffalo would have won the game right there if that ball gets over his hand for a touchdown to make it a 3-score. I think that would have probably done it.
Over 1,000 yards of offense combined. Again, a field goal would keep it a 2-score game.
And here you go, running back on the linebacker. They took advantage of it earlier in the game.
Allen. Look at this throw.
Oh.
Touchdown! Can you believe it? A chest pass.
I've never seen it.
Got a flag down.
It's a first.
Holding offense. Number 76. 10-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
That was so next level by Josh Allen. He pump fakes the free defender because they're rushing more guys than you can block, so he has to move them. And then from here, Branch has to come out of coverage.
Yeah. Well, they had a Final Four in Ford Field back in 2009, won by North Carolina, but this was as good a basketball chest pass as I've called in this building. but it's going to be, of course, nullified by the holding call.
I mean, that was Magic Bird-esque.
Yeah. Now you got 3rd and goal and another flag. Pre-snap call against the Bills.
Ball start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Got Alec Anderson.
Just a little early there. Hard to tell, but I could tell that when you took to it. And this is now another unique situation for Detroit, right? They don't love to play a soft zone, everyone back. They've got everyone still up here. It's 3rd and goal, and they still have everyone here.
Buffalo runs it with Davis. And they're going to force the Lions to take a timeout here.
No, this is that time where I would use the timeout. This is that soft spot I told you. If you take that timeout there, the 2-minute warning is your 3rd timeout. But now this is going to go to the 2-minute warning after the kick.
Yeah.
So you technically could have gotten a playoff if you take it at 2:38, 2:35. Yeah. Then they kick the field goal, you get it back. Well, then your first play is 2:25. You get another play before the 2-minute warning. So you lost a few seconds there. It's a really unique little situation.
This from 41 yards. They may have snapped it a little too soon. They're going to get at 2:03. They could have waited another 3 seconds maybe, but that's a field goal is good. It's a 2-score game, 48-35. Bass coming back to make field goals from 50 and 41 yards after that early miss from short distance.
You're exactly right. Huge. And now I don't return this. In other words, if you return this ball, the 3 seconds goes to the 2-minute warning. So you let this ball go out of the end zone, so your play that you throw on offense will get the clock stopped no matter where it is.
A reminder that kickoff of the Packers and Seahawks game, the kickoff is at 8:22 Eastern on NBC.
Now, if Buffalo is smart, I would entice them to return this and kick it to the 10, 12-yard line, so you have to return it. These little seconds don't matter, right?
There's Matthew Smiley, the Bills special teams coach. Yeah, you could.
They all matter.
Put it on the ground. That's what you're saying.
Or even if you kick it high, it's okay. But you know they can fair catch it then. But the ground is probably more likely. This will be interesting to see. This is all the preparation that you have to figure out in 10th of seconds sometimes.
Kicking it deep. It will be a touchback.
That's what Detroit wanted.
Yep, they'll get a play on the north side of the 2-minute warning. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. Two highest scoring teams in the NFL. They put up a combined 83 points in this one. Second highest scored game of the season. Only second to the Bills and Rams last Sunday. Here's Goff. Down the field. And that's Patrick out of the 2-minute warning. Josh Allen with prolific numbers, and so too Jared Goff. Goff trying to pull off a miracle comeback. Down 13. Completes it. He's over 400 yards for the game. For those of you just joining us, that's the audience that saw the Broncos defeat the Colts 31-13. Sean Payton's team continues to impress. Looking for a wild card playoff berth. Looking really strong. Here's Goff's pass. Incomplete.
Great job by Sean McDermott. As you see, some great announce crew there. Oh, that's you right there. But what happened, Sean McDermott switched it up. Soft zone. Played cover 2 man right there. And that surprised Detroit. Turns it into a throwaway. Lucky he wasn't sacked.
4th and 5 now. Pass pulled down, and he got out of bounds. Amon-Ra. That is now for him his 12th catch of the game. 12 for 181.
Wow.
And a touchdown that measured 66 yards.
15 targets, and this is what happens when you have the people in the secondary are all hurt. Well, now he's going to take advantage of that. And Buffalo wants to keep things inside with the 5 yards over the ball. Just back up, and then rally and tackle.
Got the pocket surrounded, and Goff somehow escapes and throws it down the field, incomplete.
Well, I mean, that was huge, giving them a chance to get out of this. Just, how
did they
ball
miss him?
missed. Pirouette again.
Yeah.
And get rid of it.
Solomon, who had a clean shot at him somehow. They missed him.
They did, and still got a chance, but I think you just got to go something like this. Corner and flat.
2nd and 10. Down the middle they go. Laporta bouncing around, tackled in the field to play. They've got 3 timeouts.
Don't use it yet. You don't use it yet. This is how you stop it. The timeouts are going to be used once it gets past. There's certain like time limits and things. Like I explained earlier, you could have used it in that soft spot between 240. I would be playing it this way. I would have taken it earlier, obviously, but now you just want to, if you could score before 45 seconds, 40 seconds, you still have all 3, you'll get another crack at it with a 3 and out.
There's Goff, again, middle of the field. They're giving it to him. Laporta's putting up some big numbers himself. That's 7 catches for him, and he's over 100 yards.
Yeah, both defenses have to play soft zones in some ways because of the injuries and get up, clock it. So you do the math right now, right? If you're a head coach, you're like, okay, if we did that 5 more times, it puts it at this 8 seconds, 10. Okay, it's not going to be right. So I got to get out of bounds now, or I need a chunk play. And then I got to start using my timeouts very soon here.
Jared Goff got asked about, would it be redemption if he was the MVP? He's in the discussion.
Absolutely.
He's got 458 yards passing, 3rd most in a Lions game in history. And he said, no, it wouldn't be redemption. The ultimate redemption for me is winning the Super Bowl. That's what he wants.
You got to get 2 guys on the corner to the sideline.
2nd and 10. And that's just a throwaway. Oliver again with another. Holding on to the timeouts.
Yeah, and usually the Lions get a lot more time on these plays with this dominant offensive line, but the movement of the D-line, one guy going in, one coming around, has given them trouble.
Down the middle they go, incomplete. Now you got a 4th down coming up. I know how you quarterbacks think. You were saying
Always got a chance.
Always got a chance. And you were saying, here's Josh Allen's done everything he can. He could conceivably never see the field again and lose.
Well, if they would have caught that first play, before the 2-minute warning, ball would have stopped. They'd have been at 50 or past. I mean, that's a huge difference.
There's a timeout called here by the Buffalo Bills defense. And we're not calling this one final yet. Okay, we're gonna
did this in Detroit. As long as they hang on and something crazy doesn't happen, this is a statement game that says you don't want to play them. And Detroit's just decimated as well. They'll be better when the time comes.
It's a 4th and 10. Oh, look at the play they have drawn up as Gibbs takes it on the old hook and ladder on 4th down, and they pick up the first. Ben Johnson doing his magic.
Well, they lead the NFL in hook and ladder plays this year.
Man,
this is I saw him do this earlier, and all you're going to do is have the running back come out here, throw it, and then just time up a little in-breaker because you know they get soft zone, and then you see that speed on the edge. This gives them a chance.
At the 13-yard line with 33 seconds. Across the middle they go.
Timeout. Take a timeout. Right
down to the 3 is St. Brown, and it's called with 25 seconds to go.
Almost what you had to do at this point. Once it gets under that 42nd, even really 45, 50, I'm taking a timeout because it's going to come down to an onside kick. Because if you score with 12 seconds, I mean, even 25, the 3 timeouts aren't really going to help you. It's weird, right? Which 10 seconds matter a ton.
Real quick. Now, again, we have not posted a win here. It's not over. Buffalo at 10-3. The Chiefs at 13-1. The Bills only one to beat them. Pittsburgh falls to 10-4. Houston won today.
Kansas City has a tough schedule to close. Very tough.
Here we go. First and goal.
Coming after him with everything. They're changing the play.
Hey, wait.
Someone's going to sneak back under and go across the field.
Randy. Triple set.
Goff looking. First option covered up. Over the back of the end zone and out of bounds. Incomplete.
That was such a great chess match. Sean McDermott, Bobby Babich, D coordinator, they put everyone up in there. It's change your play to a cool one versus the all-out pressure and then pop everybody out. And that fooled Jared Goff right there.
Here's a second and goal.
Doing it again. If they did it last time, expect them to come this time.
They're bringing it. Goff unloads and incomplete. And we're down to 16 seconds. Patrick wanted a call.
Ball's in a perfect spot. You throw that back shoulder. I don't see the pass interference on that shot. Needed the one-handed clamp on it.
Here is the Lions' third attempt.
Yeah. Here we go. 43.
Would they dare run it? They've run for only 48 yards today in this game.
You can, because you're going to use your timeouts.
Yes.
What are you saving them for? You're exactly
Going up
right.
top to the end zone. They go. They've got it. It's Jamison Williams. J-Mo with the touchdown. With 12 seconds remaining.
This was a high-level route. I want you to watch. He's going to break in. Benford has leverage, and J-Mo changes it. And I know a little Jamison, J-Mo Nance that's going to love that right there. And that gives Detroit a chance. Small, but a chance.
This just became, with that touchdown, the highest scoring game in the league this season, usurping last week's Rams-Bills game. And the extra point makes it a 6-point margin. I think you might want to declare onside kick now. Here we go.
That's why the 3 timeouts. Like, if there was 40 seconds left right now, you'd love, I'm fine having the 3 timeouts and scoring with 45, 40 seconds, 50 or a minute would be nicer. But once you get to a certain point, it doesn't matter. They're going to use 20 seconds. So I think they did that pretty well. Honestly, both teams, very efficient situational football. 2 of the best in the National Football League.
The last and only time a team scored 40 and gave up 40 in back-to-back weeks was 1966, the New York Giants. Well, the Bills have done that. Last week gave up 44, scored 42. Today put up 48, given up 42, and again, we still have 12 seconds to go.
Yeah, you scored 90 in 2 games and you're 1-1. Is it holds true in this one?
How about that? So they're lining up as if they're going to go right back to that same side again. Mac Hollins is on the second line. He recovered the last one and took it down to the 5.
These guys go hit the defender, you go catch it.
Here we go. Goes straight up the middle, and there's a scrum for it. Oh my goodness. Did the Lions recover? Did the Lions recover? No time came off the clock for starters.
Don't say it's a Music City. Oh, that's Nashville, actually. A Motown miracle.
Motown miracle.
I knew it was like there's there a Motown miracle possibility.
Lions think they have it.
Oh God, this is crazy.
Lions think they have it. Goff might have a couple of throws to the end zone with a depleted secondary back there. Is the last line of defense.
Buffalo did touch this ball first, so whoever has it, it's going to be legal. Oh, Buffalo's going to close it out.
But not yet, not yet. Dawson Knox thinks it's so. Bills are also, yeah, there it is.
Wow.
Buffalo recovery. And the Lions players out there are not convinced.
Well, yeah, because whoever has the ability to...
Taron Johnson at the bottom of that pile. Taron Johnson has the football. Who else would it be?
Exactly.
Ball hawker that he is.
He tore it away, and I'll tell you what, he played outstanding today, and this was a surprise onside a different way.
It was a really good surprise. Look at Taron Johnson. And then he had to...
Oh, he had to go back and get that?
And he had to hold on it for, what, a minute and a half with everybody in the world trying to pry it out of your hands?
It could have been switched down there, too. That's happened plenty of times where someone gets leverage to pull your arm away while another guy grabs it. Look at this. Oh, that could go anywhere.
That was close.
What a game, Jim.
Amazing. 90 points. Almost 1,100 yards of offense. Josh Allen came in as the MVP favorite. Did he do enough here, you think, in this arena against this opponent? Had lost only once. He's beaten now the Lions, who had only one loss, and he beat the Chiefs, who had no losses coming in. Did he lock up the MVP today, you think?